about opening the doors of the church. What does that mean?
That means they unlock it once a week. You know, that pisses me off. I'm gonna be honest. It drives me crazy that people lock churches.
It's a sanctuary. It's to me.
But here's the thing: the reason why they have to
I
lock
get
it is because they put so much treasure in it.
Oh man,
You only lock up treasure.
exactly, exactly.
And so, if you would take all the treasure out and make it a house of prayer,
That's right.
let people come in.
Yep.
Let it be open. Open the doors of your church.
And the crazy
Literally.
thing, literally open it. No, in that statement when they did that in that particular church, it had been so long since they heard that phrase.
Mm-hmm.
They said literally the whole congregation turned around and looked like, like who locked them? Why, why are they? So the phrase is going like
Open
south.
the doors of the church.
But the unfortunate thing when you put treasures in your church like that,
Mm-hmm.
the church ends up dying because Christ is the treasure, and if he's not the deal, it's going to die anyway.
That's right.
Then the church actually becomes what it should have been in the first place, that open door type deal where people can come in and worship. And that's what's happened in Europe.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I bring that up all the time.
Yeah.
People don't like that.
They don't?
People
You
get
talk around that.
offended
You
by
talk about that around church folk. They get upset.
Tell me.
Oh.
Well, to me, it's like Europe's already experienced this idea of like, look, you can play at church if you want to, but you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
So the only thing that's truly godly is people worshiping God in truth and in spirit.
Yeah.
And that doesn't look like a church service sometimes. I mean, sometimes it might.
Yeah.
But most of the time it doesn't.
Yeah.
And so, I'm like, look, I can guarantee you in the next 5, 10, maybe 20 years, but probably sooner than that. I mean, it's already happening.
Yeah.
Where churches are going to shut their doors.
Yeah.
And Christianity is going to go back to the home.
Yeah.
Going back to the community. Go back to the pub. Go back to the fire pit. Go back to the whatever that is.
Yeah.
And it becomes real again.
Wow.
And that's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that the church is dying. The institution is dying.
Mm-hmm.
That's a positive thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we can get to why we're at the institution in the first place.
But
People get scared about that.
Well,
because now you're talking about Grandma Granny's church.
right.
She built that with her
Right.
hands.
Well, it lacks it lacks relationship.
Yeah.
When you play to ritual too much, it lacks relationship. Now, I love my wife. If I have to kiss her every time I leave the house, or and of course, if I make that the rule for every marriage,
Right.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Or if on every date night you have to do it this way,
Right.
it's gonna get
Sorry.
monotonous. Hey, I like this way, that way, and the other way. That's how I got
Anyway,
4
all
children.
right.
Anyway, at this point, you just anyway.
That's right.
Look,
That's right.
now here's another one of those that I'm going to use. Any way you bless me, Lord, I'll be satisfied. But
That's
no,
right.
man. Well, I think gatherings of believers, the presence of God will move on one guy. And he would stand up and say, "Hey, look, this is the word from the Lord." Somebody else would stand up and do this
So
kind
what
of
you're
deal.
suggesting is a Bible burning. Just get rid of it and let's start there.
I don't hear this stopping
Not
anymore.
quite. Is it stopping?
It is stopping, but I don't know. I'm
Oh,
not hearing
I
it
couldn't
stop.
resist that.
That's funny. No, not quite.
I need to go pray something quick out here.
Bible burning. But I do believe, man, that maybe we need to get back to that in some way. Not writing scripture, but being in each other's presence.
Oh yeah.
Being that mouthpiece for the Spirit.
Exactly, man. Exactly. I saw that exercise in a church one day, and I thought it was very powerful. And the pastor had control of what was going on, but there's just this moment, and you could tell it was the presence of God because, and these people weren't making it up,
Right.
but it was all united, as they spoke, and we missed. And then watch this, and I don't mean to just keep barking, but I think that
Shut up! You're talking too much.
I think that we what is the word I want to use? We dwarf, we we create small Christians
Hmm.
because we don't, first of all, give credence to the gift that's been deposited in them. Secondly, we don't give them the chance to exercise that gift because somewhere in Peter, I think it's First Peter, says that when we get saved, every person gets a gift. There is a gift deposited in you, but if that gift isn't growing in you and you're not given the opportunity to exercise it, dude,
Where you get, 60-year-old, 55-year-old, 50-year-old people that just go to church every day and just sit there and leave.
that's right, man.
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's taking people on ventilators and taking them off the ventilator, throwing them in the ocean, and saying, "All right,
wow,
Swim.
swim.
Good luck.